Hi guys and dolls, today I'm going to be sharing with you my makeup that I'm wearing today. This is kind of a get ready with me video. I actually am only going to be showing you my makeup, so I guess that's not a proper get ready with me video. The outfit that I'm wearing today I actually showed on Friday in an outfit of the day, so I'll go ahead and have a link to this right here where you can go ahead and check that video out. And yeah, I'm actually getting ready right now to go to my husband's grandfather's 95th birthday. So this is exactly what I'm doing when I'm going out for dinner with the family on Saturday night. I hope that you're having a fantastic day, and let's go ahead and get started. Just clipping putting my bangs back with that little Velcro fringe holder. And I'm sweating because we're like rushing to get ready. We're going to my husband's grandfather's 95th birthday dinner, so I'm like, so in the spirit of kind of rushing things along, I'm going to start out with my foundation today. This is the Urban Decay Brightening and Tightening Complexion Primer Potion. That's a long name. And this is like the second time I've worn this, but when I filmed the outfit of the day wearing this the other day, I loved the way that my foundation looked. And the only thing I really changed up was this. So, just put that on. For foundation today, I'm using the Naked Skin from Urban Decay as well. This is the shade 0.5. Why can't I say that? It's shade 5. It's the lightest one. My foundation brush today is this one from Samantha Chapman. It's the buffing brush. She sells another, an expert face brush, which is sometimes also referred to as the buffing brush. This one is sold individually. This one is sold in the kit. I like this one better because it's not quite as firm as this one. I'm not going to look for a greater purpose in why it works. It just does, and I like that it's it's a little mushy, but it's firm enough. Anyway, let's just do the foundation. Okay, so what I do is I'll like pounce it directly onto the foundation and then sort of pounce around it just to evenly distribute it throughout the brush, and then also to get a little less product on the brush because usually there's more than I need for one side of my face. And then I'm going to start pouncing it on to deposit. And I used to sort of do one whole section of my face at a time in terms of like pounce it on and then rub it out. That sounds dirty. I found that distributing it all over and almost letting it set a little bit before I go in and buff it out actually gives me a much better result. The areas that I know I'm going to need a little more coverage, I'll go over immediately, but at this point it's kind of a hack job with the foundation. Now I'm just sort of going around in soft circles. I'm holding the brush on the end so I'm not exerting that much pressure, and just buffing the foundation. I take it down the neck for textural reasons, but it's not as though it doesn't match me. In fact, this is the best match I've ever found with foundation from like a single bottle. Generally I have to mix because I'm a strange mix of not that pink and not that yellow and really, really fair, but not super, super white. It's bad. So I'm going to go ahead and let my foundation set for a few minutes before I set it with powder and everything. This is the Urban Decay Primer Potion, so I'm going to go ahead and apply that to my eyelids as per usual. Alright, so my eyeshadow today is not very intricate, so I'm going to use a large shader brush to pat on the center lid color. This is the Jordana Duo in Smoky Green, and I'm going to take the lighter shade, which is sort of a peachy gold. It's not sort of a peachy gold, it is a peachy gold. And I'm just going to pat that on the inner portion of my eyelid. Okay. And then I'm going to take the gold from the Splitting Image Duo and just go over that. It just enhances it a little bit. But if I were to use this for the whole thing, it would just be more intense than what I wanted. And the other alone is just a little too like pink toned for what I'm going for. Next thing I'm using is the Smoky Browns Duo, also from Jordana, and an angled shadow brush. Get that on one side of the brush, and then I'm going to place it in the outer corner and sort of feather it in towards the lid. And I'm now using a 217 from MAC to blend and and apply the color. I'm not taking it too much further beyond the crease, but I am sort of buffing it out and sort of letting it fade into nothing. It gives the eyes like a soft, hazy, dreamy kind of appearance, which is really, it's attractive, and it's also just nice and soft. And so if you don't have like a lot of time to do like a, you know, more dramatic makeup, this is a really great thing to do, is use like a mid-tone dark color. In this case, it's sort of a cool brown, and just sort of haze out the edges of the eye. And then blur a lighter color on the inner corner. This is like hitting the easy button on your makeup. For my highlight today, I'm using Brûlée from MAC. And all of these gold and blue brushes that I'm using today are from a brand called Furless. It's an Australian brand that sells vegan brushes. I'm sweeping a little bit of Brûlée on the inner corner just so it's not quite as frosty. I'm just sort of blurring that out. Let me know if you want to see a review on these brushes. For eyeliner today, I'm using the Milani Ultra Fine Liquid Liner in Emerald Glisten. It's sort of a sparkly green. And I'm just going to do a nice straight, thick line on my lash line. This is like a little pop of color. And this liner almost matches my dress perfectly. So, yay! Okay, so I'm going to do my concealer now, and I like to apply with one brush and blend with another. So this one's a little bit more pointy than this fluffier one, so I'm going to apply with this one and blend with the fluffier one. The foundation, or rather the concealer that I'm using today, is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I like it because it has a nice thin texture, but really nice full coverage. Anywhere you feel like you need a little extra coverage, like I'm getting a zitty poo right here. And then you go with the other brush. And again, by letting the concealer set for a second, it starts to dry, so it's not as liquidy when you go to buff it out, so you don't end up getting as many streaks. Now it's time to set my foundation and concealer with powder. I'm going to be using the Purely Cosmetics Diamond Powder. This gives your skin the most amazing finish. It looks fantastic in both real life and in photographs, so it's one of my favorite powders. And I'm going to just shake some into the lid for myself. And what I like to do with this powder is use a puff like this to apply it, sort of press it in, press and roll all around the face, and then I'll go in with a buffing brush and just sort of knock all the excess powder off. You're not going to try to apply like tons of extra powder, but just that way you're not using a brush which can sometimes leave streak marks. So I used a little thing here. And yes, this is a MAC puff. I find that the MAC puffs really do an excellent job of creating a nice texture on the skin by depositing the powder properly, or in such a way that it looks really soft. When you have plenty of powder on your poof and you're sort of pressing and rolling in the pore areas, it really helps to make your pores look smaller. It's pretty cool. Wow, it's pretty cool. Then take a buffing brush and just get rid of the extra. Just using a little bit of brow gel to clean up my brows. Don't really feel like filling them in for family dinner. Alright, my mascara today is the Clinique High Impact Curling Mascara. And I've talked about this before. It's a tubing mascara, which means that when you remove it, it comes off in like little stringy tubes. It's a latex-based mascara, so if you have a latex allergy, I don't think you can use this. But this is legitimately smudge resistant. You know, like some mascaras say smudge resistant, and then, you know, in half an hour you look like a raccoon or like you haven't slept in about a year. This one actually doesn't smudge, and there's lots of different types of this tubing mascara on the market, but I like this one the best because I like the shape of the wand and it gives me a nice amount of volume and curl in addition to not smudging. So that's why it's my favorite. A little bit of contour. This is MAC's Emote Blush. This came out many years ago with the Smoke Signals collection. I think it was Smoke Signals anyway. For my blush today, I'm going to use one of my favorite products, and that's the Cargo Blu-ray Blush Highlighter. And this is so pretty. It looks relatively light in the thing, but it's like it warms up with your skin. And it has a little bit of like a shimmeriness to it. I would say that this is a definite like comparable product to NARS Orgasm, which there are a lot of NARS Orgasm dupes out there, but the texture of this one to me makes it superior to Orgasm. I love this blush. This is one of those like special occasion blushes for me. So that's why you don't see it very often, but whenever you do, you see a smile on my face because I'm a happy kid using it. And I just apply that on the apples of my cheeks for a nice, youthful, glowy, happy face. To define my lower lash line, I'm going to use a bit of the Smoky Browns Duo again, the dark brown. It has a little bit of shimmer in it, by the way. I don't know if that's picking up on camera, but it doesn't really transfer that well to the eye anyway. I'm just going to use a very small brush and just sort of edge that into my eye, the outer portion, and then run my finger along it to just make the line a little softer. And then a little bit of mascara on the bottom as well. This is the Blink mascara. Same concept as the one from Clinique, but this one doesn't give as much volume, so I prefer it for the bottom lashes. So now all I have left is my lips, and I'm going to start out with a lip primer from Too Faced called Lip Insurance. This is a really good lip primer. It just locks the color on, but it does make your lips really dry. So if you're prone to like really dry lips, this might not be the best option for you. But it does also smooth out the texture of rough lips. Like I tend to have chapped lips quite often, and so this does smooth it out and make lipstick go on a lot smoother. It does, however, make your lips kind of dry feeling, but you know, can't have everything. So I just go ahead and let that dry, and now my lipstick that I'm going to apply is Flirty Fuchsia from Milani. And this is sort of a glossy lipstick, but because this is so matte, it kind of takes some of that shine out. Just apply that straight from the tube. And I find that you kind of pucker your lipstick this, and apply it, it gets it in the lines better. Now that I have the lipstick on, I want to add just a little bit of gloss. This is also from Milani. This is the raspberry something. The label wore off. Anyway, I'm just going to take a little bit of that in the center of the lip. Like that. And I'm done. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. I will see you guys in my next video. Remember to be vintage or tacky. Just be yourself. See you, bye.